know that 95% of all hip fractures are caused by falling? I didn't know that. And some other alarming statistics: every 11 seconds, someone is treated in the ER, an older adult is treated in the ER for a fall-related injury. Every 19 minutes, an older adult dies from a fall or fall-related injury. No one likes to fall. No one wants to fall, but a lot of times it happens. In fact, 1 out of 4 Americans over the age of 65 fall every year. So what do you do if you have a fall? Well, I think it's something that we should talk about. I mean, we don't want anyone to fall. You certainly aren't wishing that on anyone, but it happens, and so we need to address it. What do you do if you have an unintended fall? Well, I think one of the first things you have to do is you have to just stop. Relax and breathe, okay? Whether you're by yourself or you're in a crowd, you have to stop, relax, and breathe. Then you need to assess whether you're hurt or not. You know, check yourself, kind of move around, but stay calm. You want to stay calm and just reassess. If you're not hurt, then don't rush to get up. You know, work your way up. Make sure you go slow. And if you have to crawl over to the couch or you have to crawl to the bed or whatever it is, then do so. Now, if you're one of those individuals that really have a hard time getting up, then this is where an Apple Watch or one of your smart devices, Samsung has a watch, this is where one of these things can be really useful, because you can just dial in and actually call someone to come help you from your Apple Watch. Hopefully you have your phone on you. Even if you like to turn it off, at least have it on you. Or maybe you have your wearable device. That's the time to push the button. All right, so remember that stat: 1 in 4 Americans over the age of 65 experience a fall. So if you have weak legs and you have a hard time getting up out of chairs, out of sofas, then it may be a good idea to look in at getting you one of these smart devices that can connect you to someone in the event you fall and you injure yourself, okay? And let's say you fall and you have injured yourself. What do? Well, try to stay calm. If you can, if no one's home, you want to try to get to a phone or get to somewhere where you can get a hold of somebody, get to, hopefully you're wearing a device that you can push. But again, just try to stay calm. Get to a place that you can phone somebody, you can contact somebody, maybe you can get someone's attention, right? But the first thing we want to do is stay calm, all right? There was actually some research done, and this is coming from the Transforming Healthcare Project, right? It's the Center for Transforming Healthcare. And so what they did was they set out to discover if they could do 2 goals. 1, can they reduce falls that result in an injury by at least 50%? 2, could they reduce all falls by at least 25%? Well, what they did was they had an exercise program. It was a balance-specific exercise program, right? It was very similar to Tai Chi and yoga, but they had balance-specific exercises in it, just like Balance University, balance-specific. We're going to come back to that. What they found after 18 months of these individuals, what they found is they were able to reduce the falls with injury. Remember, the goal was to reduce it by 50%. They reduced the falls with injury by 62%. They reduced all falls, remember the goal was 25%, by 35%. So what does that tell us? That tells us if you do something, you are less likely to fall. Well, why is that important? I see so many people who want to live out their lives at home, and staying independent is a huge part of being able to live at home, right? You have to be independent to stay at home. You have to. You have to be able to get up and get yourself to and from the bathroom, to and from the restroom, right? Driving is a big part of being able to stay independent. That research just told us that if you work and do balance-specific movements, right, then you're less likely to experience a fall, okay? Well, you're looking at, guys, a system here that can work for you. You certainly do not want to go to a CCRC, a continuing care retirement center, or whatever level, independent, assisted, or memory, because the fall statistics, absolutely plummet from there, or skyrocket, I should say, from there. The falls in what you see in these CCRCs are unbelievable, right? As many as 3 out of 4 nursing home residents fall each year. 3 out of 4. The average is 2.6 falls per person. And that's what we're trying to address. We're trying to get out in front and get you guys to understand, if you do something, 1% of your time is all we need. 1%. There's 10,080 minutes in a week. 1% of your time is about 122 minutes. We can do it even less than that. But consistency is the key here. Consistency is absolutely a key, right? There was a study done in 2011. Circus performers found that 2-day breaks between performances lessened injuries rates, but the rates rose again if performers rested more than 3 days or more. Now, I don't expect any of you guys to go hanging off trapeze or jump on trampolines or do any kind of cartwheels. If you do, send them to me. We'll post that stuff. That's awesome. What this study is telling us in 2011, what it's telling us is that rest is okay, but long breaks, 3 days or more, certainly impacts your performance. And whenever you walk around, that certainly could be considered a performance, right? And there's a lot of things that go on between the head and the feet, but we know we don't want to end up in a CCRC. Not a good place for us. I mean, I can read off stats after stat. I mean, currently about 1 million Americans live in some type of senior living community. Let's see. Majority of these residents are women. In fact, as high as 70% of residents are women. And so what we find in 2016, 22% of all residents had a fall in the prior 90 days, representing 175,000 residents in the United States. That's more than 1/4. It's more than 1/4. All right? So just remember, all it takes is a little bit of consistency, a little bit of work to keep yourself upright. I'm going to post a video here in the upcoming days about the 4 exercises you can do that will give you the most value for your time. All right? You guys have a great day. We'll talk soon.